Hey guys, I just ordered a Canon EOS 2000D camera with the 1855 version 3 lens, which comes with the Canon itself. So I got that parcel today. It was the same day delivery, so I ordered it in the morning and I got it a little closer to the evening, late evening. So it was not delivered to my door. It was just kept outside the apartment, and the person was like really rude. The Amazon person who carried the parcel, so they're not even ready to get it inside my house. And you can see that it's not quite big also to carry back to the house. I'm not sure why. This is the first time I'm facing this problem. Very rude person. It's a lady actually, pretty rude. So normally you get at least like once or twice that the packages I got, they get delivered to the house directly. So this is the package. So it was not bubble wrapped or something, so I'm not sure if this is working fine. I just need to try it out and see if this is all working fine, because this is electronic item, so you need to bubble wrap them. That's a basic thing about it. So I'm a Prime member also. It was not bubble wrapped, so I'm really disappointed with the Amazon parcel for today. So let me open that and resume the video back. All right, so just got that Canon camera out of the box. So this is the EOS 2000D. It has 1855 third version of the kit lens, part of this camera itself. Part of the box itself. So normally the DSLR will be separate and the lens will be separate, so it won't be attached by default, so we need to attach it. So this is how it's gonna look. It has ISO of about 6400, and it's a 24.1 megapixel CMOS sensor it has. And then you have some features which is over here, 3 frame per second. It also has NFC Wi-Fi, which means you can connect to your smart device directly. So that's one good of a feature. Well, when I wanted to buy the Canon camera, because I want to buy it as a beginner, because I already have a Nikon mirrorless camera, so, and a Nikon beginner camera 5300. So I want to try the Canon EOS just to check the difference between Nikon and Canon. I was thinking of buying a 4000D rather than 2000, but then I did a quick comparison between these two guys, and I found 2000 to be pretty good for maybe 10 pounds difference is what I've got this 2000D with the same lens option, which was available for 4000D as well. Well, 4000D was coming up with this 18 megapixel and this is 24, so I guess there's a jump over there. But except for that, and the size of the LED screen, right? The size of the LED screen is a pretty a little bit bigger than this one. And the one more additional feature 2000D has over the other one is basically you can use a remote to operate this. So if you're trying to take a selfie, or you want to take a long shot for a longer time, for a longer shutter speed, right? So you can use a remote control to start and stop it. Okay, but other than the other one, so I guess that's the only difference. Yeah, so when you're taking a longer shutter speed, so you may need the remote for you to start and stop, but in terms of the 4000D doesn't support any remote, so you need to use your smart devices only for connecting to the for using it as a remote. So that's one big difference between 4000 and 2000, why I chose 2000D. And it's not much of a difference in the price as well, it's almost similar, so I think you should really go for 2000D. So let's do the unboxing now. All right, now so the camera is open now. I'm sorry, the box is open right now. So you have the strap, the default strap, which is pretty much vanilla Canon strap. And then you have the guidebook, so which is gonna contain all kind of different languages. It's gonna contain all sort of documentation about this product. If you really wanna get through this camera, each configuration by configuration, I guess that's the best place to look for. And then you have the charger. It is a 3-pin charger. Oh, that's nice. I'm not sure if this is really a pin. Yeah, it is a pin. So it's a 3-pin charger, and this pretty much is something which we can fit it in the extension cord, and it connects directly to your charging port. And that's the battery, which is given by default. So this is how much milliamp? Let's see, it is around 860 milliamp powered battery. And then you have something over here. Oh, that's the lens. Okay, this is the lens. Let's open this later. So I kept it over there. And then this is the charging box. So this is where you need to insert your battery and charge your battery, and the power cord directly connects to this charging box. And then here you have the bubble wrapped paper for your camera. So this is your body, camera body is over here. All right, so this is what you will get inside this box, and there's nothing else. As you can see, it's completely empty. All right, let me just open these wraps and then let me resume the video. All right, so here we are. So this is the camera body, what you can see over here, and it looks pretty cool. Like kind of like a matte finish. I really like about it. But when you compare it with Nikon, right, it doesn't have any color on it. So the only color which you can see is the red button and the green button over here. But other than that, it's not that colorful like it used to be on Nikon. So there are blue buttons as well over here. The blue icons, which is over here, and the LCD screen. It all looks perfect. All right, so here you have the battery itself. I'm not sure if this battery is already charged, but we need to check it. There's another cover right inside this, so we need to remove that as well. Once you remove it from the bottom strap, which is over here, so just let me remove it. All right, so that's your battery over there, and then you have the strap, you have the cable, charging cable, and then the charger itself with a guide. And then you have the lens. So the lens also, I've removed it, and this is how the lens looks like exactly. So let's see the specification of the lens. It's a Canon EOS 1855. So that's basic details you get. You have a switch over here for auto and manual focus. Some of the lens won't have this. You don't have to worry about it because that can be controlled from your camera as well. And then the actual configuration of Canon is right inside this cap. So if you open this cap, you can see the actual configuration of it. So the diameter of the lens is 58 mm, and then you can see it's a Canon zoom lens, EOS 1855 mm, which is your minimum zoom will be 18 mm and the maximum is 55. It is a crop sensor. Canon EOS 2000D is a crop sense, so you need to do a fraction of 1.5 on this variable, so you will not actually be 18, you will be somewhere around 22 when you put it on this crop sensor. All right, so the aperture is 1:3.5 to 5.6, and it's a third version of this particular generation. So that's the specification over there for you. And this is the location where you need to mount the lens to the camera, and this is where you turn off on autofocus off and on, and then you have the it has macro capability, but it is from 0.25 meters from the subject. So the subject should be 0.25 meters away from the lens, then only the macro facility is available. That's pretty much is what is there on the lens, and that's about it. So let me fix it and show you how it really works. Now that I'm gonna insert all these objects which is available, let me give you a small demo also of this camera, the Canon EOS 2000D. All right, so I will just do a little bit of demo, as well as like I will explain you how to insert all these items. So as you know, you have got all these items now. The one thing which was missing is your SD card, SDSC card. So it's called SDHC card. Okay, so this you can get it with the camera in some of the Amazon offers. They will let you buy this this card with your camera itself. Sometimes you may need to buy it separately. Okay, so if you ask me, is it mandatory to buy this? Yes, of course it is mandatory. In some of the high-end cameras, you may get an internal SD card which can store up to 10 images, but in this kind of a basic cameras, you don't have such feature. There's no demo mode for this basic camera, so which means that the only way you can do this is when you have a SD card. So that's when you can store the image. So you can see the image, you can click the image, but you cannot store the image. So that's the only problem without memory card. So I have this Lexar SDHC card, so which is of a 4 GB of a size. So where should I insert it? There is no separate location for your SD card. So you need to insert it where you insert the battery, because it says both card and battery open. So if you it says over here, so pull it down and it will open this window. So you just need to point the card towards you and then push it inside. I'm sorry, the other way around. The card should be opposite to the camera, then push it down, and there is a you will get the click noise when you have this locked. All right, so the SD card is locked right now. Take in the battery and insert it right now over here. So again, the battery, you see these 4 bars, right? It should go down over here, because you see those 4 bars under there. So you see that shining 3 bars, you see that? So actually that is 4, which will go over and set it like this. So you just need to push it on the right side and then push it gently inside, and you can see that this gray color one will lock that battery in that position. So just press it and you get to close it. So this is for your tripod. So if you're mounting your camera onto a tripod, so this is where you need to mount it. Some cameras which has a larger lens, the tripod mounting will come on the lens rather than the camera, because lens will be heavy than the camera itself. So the center of gravity of that lens falls in the the center of gravity for that camera falls on the lens, not on the camera. So if you have a shorter lens like this lens, the center of gravity mostly will fall right here in this area. So that's why they have given it over here, because most of this lens is pretty light, and this camera is pretty heavy when you compare it with the lens. So so that's the location for your tripod mount. On the left side, you have connectivity slots. You have your mic jack, your micro it's a type of a USB jack, and this is I guess HDMI. A mini HDMI is also given for you to connect to your computer or CPU. And then this is the area of the processor. It is telling you this is microphone. Okay, and just like this is the area of your processor. This is where your processor sits, and this is your microphone. If you are speaking as a blogger, so it will be received from this microphone. If someone is speaking in front of you, it will be descend from here. But these microphones are not pretty, so don't expect much from that. It will be more of a windy sound or something like that, so you need to go for external. And when you have an external microphone, this is where you need to put that inside. So this area over here on the connectivity slot. Yeah, so that's the area for that. All right, so you need to buy a DSLR friendly microphone, and this is the flash which you can see over here, and this is the external flash and microphone mode point. If you're using external flash, you need to buy it for this camera. I think Canon is always has the same pattern, so you can use any Canon suggested external flash, which will work over here. Nikon will have its own method of configuration, so Nikon flashes will only work on the Nikon cameras, and Canon flashes will only work on the Canon cameras. There are also the third-party flashes available that may work, but you need to check with them before you buy it, whether it is made for Nikon, Sony, or Canon. So this button is for popping up the flash, as you can see the flash button. This is for adjusting both shutter speed and shutter speed and aperture, and sometimes you can even control your ISO also in this tuning bar. And then you have the shutter key over here. It has two press. One is like soft press, another one is hard press. Hard press is to click the picture. Soft press is to make sure the focus is on. So normally we go like soft press, check the focus is perfect, and do a hard press, which is for capturing the particular moment. And this is for people who has eyesight problems. So if you're having an eyesight problem, you can adjust it. You don't have to wear a glass to operate your your camera. You can adjust it according to it. But remember, if you're used to wearing glasses and you adjust it, and then if you wear glasses which will straighten your power, and then here again you adjust it, that's going to be a problem. So always make sure that this shining little box, you see that over, let me focus on that, hold on. Yeah, you see that shiny one, that should be on the center. If it's plus or minus of your eyesight, you need to ensure that you move this like that. All right, so just make sure it is in the center all the time. So now it is in the center. Okay, likewise you ensure that it is always in the center. The shiny one, as you can see over here, it is like shining. The other parts are not shining. If you see, the only that part is shining. See that one? Yeah, it's shining, right? So that should be always pointed to the center of this. Okay, so it is neutral. It's neither plus nor minus. And this is your mode dial. So this is where you can select the mode, manual, or you want to take a video and then start recording using the record button over here. So that is a record button that will enable you to record the video. And this is for adjusting the aperture value, and then by default it will control the shutter value. Okay, so we don't have to worry about the time value over here. So shutter value in Nikon we call it shutter speed, in Canon we call time. Okay, so basically they are the same. And the aperture, we call it in Nikon, here we call it aperture value. So that's if you hold it and tune it, it will change the aperture value. If you don't hold anything and tune it, it will basically change your shutter speed. All right, so this is to zoom in and zoom out of your pictures. This is to enable the display. This is for setting up your ISO, and this is for your continuous shot or a single shot. You can also use timer for this. This is your autofocus, whether you want to turn on autofocus or not. If your lens doesn't have autofocus, manual focus, you can still use your autofocus and select whether you want a manual focus or autofocus. And this is for your white balance. White balance enable you to configure the what kind of white you want. You want a shady yellowish tint of white, or you want to go for a bright cool white. So basically you have multiple options over here. And then menu is where you can change a little bit of settings for this camera. It is a basic camera, it is a very basic camera, so you're going to get a very basic menu as well. And then you have the play button for checking all your pictures you have done. So when you click the play button, it will go and read your memory card, because when you click a picture, it gets loaded to the memory card and comes to the LCD screen. When you click on this play button, it will read from the memory card and show it to you. If you don't have any pictures in the memory card, it will not show anything to you. All right, so let's turn it on. To turn it on, this is the button. So it is currently in off mode. You just push it to on mode, and this, it will ask you for the time zone. I'm not going to set any time zone over here because I really don't care. So let me just go down. Okay, just click on OK. So now ensure the lens is attached. So it is saying that the lens are not attached, and you can see that it's processing some data. So this processing, when you see this thing blinking, it means that it's reading or writing something to the memory card. Okay, so it tells you how much amount of if you take a picture, right, you can see it blinks like quite some time. If you take a continuous burst picture of 3 shots per second, so this has the capability of taking 3 shots per second. So is 4000D also 4000D also takes 3 pictures per second. The only feature is that this has an auto pop up. The auto flash will detect whether any light is having any problem in the auto mode when you're in auto mode, right? So let's just say, for example, I'm in the auto mode right now, and this is completely covered, right? So which means there is no light here. So according to the auto mode, basically whenever there is no light, the flash needs to pop up. So I'll just click on it, and you can see that I didn't even click on it. I just did the first click, which is a soft click. I didn't even do a hard click. So while it was trying to autofocus, right, it detected that it couldn't find any light, so it wants to make sure that it wants to use the flash. So you can see that flash will work right now. When I click on it, I'm just focusing on it. The focus is lost again. Oh my god, what is your problem? All right. Oh my god. Yeah, there you go. So you can see, yeah, so you were able to see that it was trying to take a picture of it even in the darkness, as we have closed the complete shutter, so it's not able to get any light from it. So the auto flash auto pop-up was on the 2000D, so it was able to pop up the flash whenever it's required. But in terms of 4000D, you may need to turn on the flash by clicking on the flash button. So you see that if you click on the flash button, it will just turn it on. Okay, but for that you need to, it says like button is not available in the basic zone modes, so which means like you need to go to manual and then you need to turn it on. So which means that in 4000D you need to go to manual mode to use your flash. All right, but in terms of the 2000D, you can use the flash without anything. It will automatically detect and then bring up the flashlight. All right, so that's pretty much I want to tell you about the basic features of this 2000D camera. Now let me attach the lens to you. All right, so let me show you how to attach a lens. So this is the lens. The lens cover is already open over here, so there is no cover for your lens. You can also add some extra features to your lens, like a UV filter or ultraviolet filter, aka, which will protect your lens from the sun rays, ultraviolet sun rays. And then you can also go for some kind of polarized lenses as well, which will give you little bit of polarization on your picture. You have also color filters, which is over there, which you can also apply on top of this and make that surroundings or the subject with colorful stuff, so it will be out of the world stuff. So now there are two things over here which I need to tell you. One is the zoom. So the zoom is like 18 to 55, which means 18 means closer and 55 means further away from you. And also you have autofocus and manual focus. Right now I'm not able to turn this because autofocus is enabled. So when you turn it to manual focus, you can see that I can rotate this. So this basically is your focus. Now you see that sound, king sound. It's because it's a very cheap lens, so it makes a lot of noise. So this sound will be predominant when you're taking a video, when you're doing autofocus automatically or you're doing it manually. So king sound will keep coming on your video. Now where it is coming from, it's coming from your focus. So that's the main reason for buying expensive lenses, so the autofocus will be very smooth and you won't be able to hear the volume of the autofocus when it does that. All right, so let's remove the back cap of this particular lens. Now you have I think it's 5 small buttons over here, and then there are 2 more over here. So this is basically your autofocus and your zoom communication from your body to your lens. So how basically your body communicates to the lens is using these buttons over here. So this is how it's going to communicate. In terms of Nikon, you can see also one more lever. Okay, there'll be one more lever which will help you to do that, and this is made from Taiwan. So you can see that it's also plastic. It's quite plastic. It's not like a metal, but if you go for expensive lenses, you will get lenses with metal made. All right, so let me open this one. This is the cap for your lens. This area is pretty sensitive, so this area you need to make sure that you don't expose it too much outside. So what you need to do is, like, there's a box over here. Now you can see that there is a red color one which tells you the center of the lens, and this is the box. So the box should be matched with box. You see a box over here, you see a box over there, so just try to match it. So look what I'm doing, I'm matching the box with the box. You can see that. Now it will have a right fit. If I try to put this box somewhere else, right, it won't fit. You can see that it's struggling to get a fit. But if I do it right on the box, right, you can see that it does a perfect fit. And then turn it towards your right side and you will hear the tick sound, so which means that it is locked. All right, to remove from the lock and release the lens, you need to hold down on this button. So on the left side of the camera you will have a button, so you just need to hold down and then go on your left side. Now you can see that the white is matching the white, and you will be able to take out and you see that white over there. So you need to match the white with the white and then turn it. You hear the click sound, you said the tick sound, right? So that means an acknowledgement saying that it is locked. If you don't hear the tick sound, then your lens may fall anytime when you're operating it. So do not let it go until you hear the tick sound. And then let me just do it one more time for you. So match the box with the box, and then it goes right inside, and then keep going. Yeah, there you go. So that's an acknowledgement you get. Now right after that, just turn off and on your camera again, and you should be able to see the image through your viewfinder. If you want the image to be seen on the LCD screen, press this button. So you will not be able to see this image on the viewfinder right now because that is blocked. Your viewfinder is removed and you're getting a direct stuff from it. You hear that sound? You hear that noise? Yeah, so if you were able to hear this noise because this noise is happening over here and the microphone is over here. But think about it, when you're recording a video over here where the microphone is over here, right? So how much closer you'll be able to hear that noise, and how slow the autofocus is. You can see that. Let me take a picture for you. All right, so this, it felt that there is less amount of light, so it needs to had pop up the flash and take a picture out of it. All right, so now you can see that it's writing the data. You see that it's busy. So when this light is going on, right, don't do anything. So now do a play button and then you can just zoom into the picture. Now you can see that. Yeah, looks nice, right? So the picture is quite crispy and you can see the leather on the headphones. You can pretty much see every bit of a detail which was right there hiding under the details. All right, so that's something which you can see. Now let me zoom into this picture like completely. All right, let's see, let's try to take a picture of it. All right, so now it's still busy. Okay, it has written the data. Now let's press the press button and then you can clearly see more information than before, because previously we were not in 55 mm, we were actually a little bit away from it. So there's a limit for you how you can zoom in. So if you just go over to that closer, you cannot see that it will not be focusing on it, because a true macro lens will only be able to focus on this. So you need to change to a macro lens, but on the other side you'll be able to do it. You can see that it's not able to achieve the focus. There could be two reasons why it's not able to achieve a focus. One, it doesn't have enough light to capture on it, or it's too close to the camera. So the only best way at this point of time is like going manual focus. So I've just changed it to manual focus from here and then doing a manual focus over here. Okay, see that? I got that one. All right, now you can see that it is able to get closer to that subject. Let's see how closer can it go. I'm doing a manual focus right now. Nah, it's not able to focus. So let me just go over. That's the maximum I can do. Yeah, so that's the maximum I can do. You can pretty much see that I was able to focus on it, but still it's not focused. Some of the items are not. NC is focused, but the ambient is all gone. All right, so this is how you need to do this. It's just a short demo on how this product works. It works phenomenally good for the beginner stuff. So when you're starting it out on photography, I think this would be a good stuff to start with.